So welcome back to another episode of the GODSU Tuesday Icon Talk. This is yours truly, His Excellency Dakar, and I have to the left of me my brilliant co-host, who is going to be introducing none other than medical doctor Eric J. Pesetsky. Please take us away.
Hi, I am Her Excellency Reverend Dr. Diane, and I am the Chancellor here at Global Ovid Day Seminary and University. It is an honor and a privilege to introduce you to not only an alum of our chaplaincy program, but also my husband's best friend, none other than physician Eric J. Pesetsky. So let me tell you a little bit about this great man. Eric J. Pesetsky, medical doctor, is board certified in internal medicine and palliative care. Dr. Pesetsky provides both inpatient and outpatient care for adults in his internal medical practice with a special interest in geriatric medicine. His clinical interests include management of acute illnesses, chronic health concerns such as hypertension, high cholesterol, and diabetes management, functional medicine, preventative medicine, and physicals, as well as general medical care and procedures. Dr. Pesetsky received his medical degree from the University of Florida College of Medicine in Gainesville, Florida. He went on to complete his residency training at Good Samaritan Medical Center in Phoenix, Arizona. He is currently serving as the Employee Health Medical Director, where he uses his skills in functional medicine to help prevent and to treat COVID-19 infection in 1,600 employees of MGHS. So without further ado, it is my delight, my privilege, and my pleasure to invite to you all on the GODSU Tuesday Icon stage, none other than physician Eric Pesetsky. How are you today, Dr. Eric?
I'm excellent, and it's good to be back with GODSU.
I think it's great. It's great. So we have a couple questions that we're going to ask you so that our audiences can learn more from you. Dr. Pesetsky, what is the journey that has led you to becoming who you are today?
That's a really interesting question. I don't know that I have a really great, simple answer. I was always interested in science and took a lot of science classes, but I was also a bit of a klutz. And I'm sure I gave my mother conniptions with cutting open this part of me or that part of me. Obviously. And I was quite fascinated with the people who put me back together.
Oh.
So I got to watch a laceration on my leg be sutured, a laceration on my finger be sutured. I also had an appendectomy where I was in the hospital for a few days. And I was generally interested in the whole medical process. So that started my interest. And I went through medical school and I went through internal medicine training. And I started working at migrant and community health centers. I trained at one in Seattle and then worked at one in Fort Pierce.
I see.
And then got into managed care and managed a couple HMOs and saw how they worked. Yeah. After that, I was in New Orleans at the time of Katrina. Oh. I actually left just before it and was sheltering in place with my former wife when nurses that worked for me said I should do palliative care, end of life care, because I'd always talked about it and the need for it. And so I thought, I did always talk about it and the need for it. I might as well learn how to do it. So I worked with Hospice of Palm Beach County. It's now called Trust Bridge, but they taught me hospice and palliative care. And they had an assortment of people who were doing things that I just had no idea what they were doing or how it worked. So I think music therapy is probably the first thing that I did.
Oh.
And when I met the music therapist, I was like, gee, they've got one music therapist on each team. Why don't they just give all the patients cassettes? Like, what's the big deal? And they took mercy on me, and they said, let us join you at a procedure. And I was doing a paracentesis where you take fluid out of the abdomen when someone has cancer and the abdomen is getting too full of fluid. And I was so nervous on how this would go that I was trying to be calm. And I did the procedure. And the man did very well and felt much more comfortable after the fluid was removed.
Yeah.
And as I was cleaning up, I noticed that there was a vial of the numbing medicine unopened in the kit that I was cleaning up. And I had forgotten to give him the anesthesia because I was so nervous.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't notice a bit.
Oh.
He didn't, I asked him, did you feel me put the needle in? No, it was numb. I didn't numb it. I wiped it. I cleaned it. But I didn't numb it. And after that, I wanted to know a lot about that music therapy and how it worked. And I will never do a procedure without a music therapist if I could get one.
Beautiful.
Because of how much they've improved the quality of life of the patients they've touched.
Yeah.
But then I learned about other things. So there's doulas. Doulas are people who attend to people who are giving birth.
Yes.
And I learned that a doula reduces the risk of a cesarean section by about half.
That's
And I thought cesarean sections happen about 25% of the time.
Yes.
And if I could get that kind of insurance to keep my wife at the time's abdomen intact, wow, I would want it. So
Yeah.
we got the services of a doula. And she was absolutely fantastic because she kept my wife calm while there was no OB, and I delivered the baby. And that baby is Jordan, my son.
He's adorable. Yes.
So I didn't mess that up too much, even though that's not my area of medicine.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sure they could have caught the baby without me. They were very experienced nurses at Memorial West. But the bottom line was, it's amazing if you'll allow someone to help you and someone has skills, how much they can improve your journey through the medical system.
That is amazing. And I have to say that I'm a witness of how great you are as a palliative doctor, because you assisted both of my parents and added at least 3 more years to my father's life. Just the initiatives that you put together and the care and the hours. I mean, you took at least a week.
Now, if I can just use those skills for you and me and your husband, we'll all be in good shape.
I know, we'll live forever.
Right, but thank you very much.
No,
And I have some tricks, and I love using them. And it's very interesting because I'm not going to take you through everything that led to me being who I am, but I had gone part-time to spend time with my mother when she was very ill with lung cancer. She passed in January. But the organization that I worked for really didn't have many hours for me, even though I was part-time. And I was really getting worried in the COVID crisis because no one's hiring right now. And outpatient practices are hurting because people don't want to go to a doctor where other sick people go.
Absolutely.
So I was really getting rather nervous when I got a call from the medical director at Miami Jewish saying, Eric, we need you. And I said, how do you need me? How can I help? And at this time, I was watching my dear Jordan, my son, Monday through Friday, because my ex works out of the home and he needed me, so he was here. So they said, you can telephonically screen all the employees and test all the ones that have reasons to test them and guide all the ones that are positive back to work. So in the last month and a half, 2 months,
Yes.
we've screened over 150 employees and we've gotten 50 positive ones back to work. Now, interestingly enough,
Wow.
there really are no approved medicines for COVID-19. So there really aren't any good medicines to tell you about. Remdesivir is helpful if you're very compromised and about to go on a ventilator, but most COVID-19 people aren't that sick and they don't want to get that sick.
Yes.
So what can you do? And you know, when you play football, I'm not a football person. I don't like football that much, but I know enough that there's a defense and there's an offense. And this is the time for us to play defense.
Absolutely. Yes.
So it turns out with COVID-19, there's some smart ways to play defense. And you really need to have your vitamins and minerals in the right place. So we use vitamin D, that's D like dog, and we use 2,000 international units a day for all of our suspected or positive patients. And we use vitamin C 500 milligrams a day.
Interesting.
And we use the element zinc because zinc is very important in fighting infections that are viral. And then we use NAC or N-acetylcysteine, but NAC is the easiest way to find it, 600 milligrams twice a day. And then we use quercetin, and quercetin is a natural substance that you find in fruits and vegetables.
Wonderful.
But it works very much like hydrochloroquine, but without any of the nasty side effects.
Oh, excellent.
And so we put people on 2 twice a day when they have COVID. And we have had none of the 50 positive employees have to go to the hospital, and all have gone back to work.
That's amazing.
And so, knock on wood, we've been very, very happy with the results we've had with just vitamins, minerals, and supplements. And the patients, the employees are very, very happy too. And we're getting rave reviews from the employees, so much so that there may be interest in developing a full-time employee health position and clinic to care for the employees at work, because most of them don't have primary cares that they see on a regular basis.
That would make sense.
And the idea is to see what we could do to reduce absenteeism,
Yes.
and keep health and happiness up. And it's fun because I work with the psychologist and the psychiatrist, and I've never seen it before, but the psychiatrist sent me a selfie. And I was like, are you sending me a selfie? And he's one that I've fought with many times in the past because I thought he gave away too many drugs.
Oh.
And the selfie was a man who was out for a month taking care of a special needs son and another son, while his wife, who's also a nurse, was dancing around the ventilator, but not yet on it, okay, at North Shore. And he put her on the regimen that I put him on, and she just came home from the hospital and is handling the kids, and he found Dr. Agronin in the line to come into the facility, and a grown-in took a selfie, he was so shocked and happy. Because we've both been trying to support the gentleman who is COVID negative while handling his COVID positive wife in the hospital,
Yes.
and 2 kids, one with special needs.
You know, Dr. Eric, is one thing I can say about you is that you are truly about giving back to the community, because you're always doing community service. You're always volunteering. You've traveled with us to Jamaica to help there. You've traveled us to Washington, D.C. to teach. You've taught with us here in Fort Lauderdale on the health concerns of the general population. And we've asked you specifically to address the health concern of the African-American population. And you've saved so many lives. You've introduced folks to the vegan way of eating. And when we traveled together in the Caribbean, we all ate, as you call it, vegan. And we just had a wonderful time being healthy. And we saw you, you know, being fit. We saw you swimming. We saw you climbing the Duns River Falls. And then I found out that you had done, as a youngster out of medical school, that you'd spend some time also giving back to the community in Jamaica. And as a result, we invited you to be our medical director on our United Nations NGO. So kind of tell me, you know, why you're so called to volunteer in African American community, in the Caribbean American community, and you're constantly giving back.
I don't have a good reason to tell you that. I think when I was growing up, my father did many civic things with organizations, and I remember him volunteering many times, to the consternation of my mother. My father, when we were having picnics, would invite people to join us that didn't have food. And my mother seemed to survive it all. I was really impressed. But I think my father really taught me that we should be concerned about each other.
Yes.
And to help your fellow people as much as you can.
Yes.
And I try to teach that even to my children.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, my Jordan does like to watch more TV than I'm terribly comfortable with, but it's usually informative. And after watching a bunch of documentaries, he's actually decided to give up meat. And now he's vegetarian.
My Jordan? Oh my goodness.
You're Jordan. So no longer does he want to try chicken. He wants to try vegan chicken patties. Anyway, I thought you'd enjoy that.
Absolutely. He is, for those who don't know, Jordan is our resident genius when it comes to anything that has to do with electronics and technology. Like his dad, he is a science whiz, and he's just adorable. So when you get to when you see some of the pictures of us in Jamaica, etc., where we were with Dr. Eric as he volunteered there, you will see that. And Dr. Eric, you actually were one of the first folks to do our GODSU Love and Spiritual Interfaith Chaplaincy. Do you want to tell them what happened when we were driving in the road in Jamaica and Dr. Willis was speeding quite a bit and he pulled out that chaplaincy badge? What happened?
Oh, yes. Willis finds new ways to use the chaplaincy badge. And he was pulled over and he gave his credentials with his chaplaincy badge. And both his credentials and his chaplaincy badge was returned with the admonition to slow down.
Right.
And then we were let on our way. It was the quickest exchange I've ever seen. I wonder if it will work in the Deep South here, but I was impressed. You know, I really did do research to try to talk about what are the common things that that are causing African Americans not to live as long as we'd like.
Yes.
And much as I hate to say it, current events are bearing it out in rather uncomfortable ways.
Yes.
So number one, when we talk about COVID, what we found is that the COVID organism, for whatever reason, is more lethal in the African American community. And there seems to be actually genetic reasons for that, as well as chronic undercare.
Yes.
So what we found is that we thought it was going to take out all the pulmonary cripples, all the cystic fibrosis people, all the people with COPD. We thought they were going to die fast. And they get it and have a cold like everyone else. But the people with cardiovascular problems,
I see.
Hypertension, increased cholesterol, stroke, heart attack, blood clots, those people, we're losing them very quickly. And because that's related to obesity,
yes, and diet.
Obese people are taking it on the nose. And because some African Americans are obese, that certainly is worse. However, the virus itself acts on the ACE2 pore of the host cells. And when it affects that, the thing that allows you to maintain good blood pressure goes out the window, which is angiotensin 1-7. And as a result, the vascular system releases granules that have von Willebrand's factor. This is getting far more complicated than you need to go, but the von Willebrand's factor causes blood clots.
I see.
And they cause micro blood clots in the lung, in the liver, in the brain, in the heart. And when the micro blood clots get together, that's a bad blood clot. Right. So, and the way to fix that is it seems like Caucasians have many more mechanisms to try to repair that, but African Americans don't. And that's another reason that they think COVID-19 is more lethal in the African American population.
So Dr. Eric, Sergeant, I want to ask you, so would you say that change in diet in terms of reduce in salt, eating vegan, as you know, you eat and I eat, because we've spent some time together, so we eat very similar.
Well, I think that in general, they've said the vegan diet is the safest, the pescatarian diet is the next safest, and then everything else is not so safe going down the line.
Yes, I agree.
But you know, I want to be clear. Vegan is not the same thing as vegetarian.
It's not. Yes, it's not.
And so for those I've seen, I don't know how to make that go away.
Yeah, so for some people who are not aware,
you can't see it. So
it's not the same as vegan. Yes.
I guess from my perspective, being vegan helps. Keeping a normal blood pressure helps, and even if you need to take medicines. And then exercise is phenomenal.
Yes, yes.
And exercise and keeping a good body weight is helpful. I also think the micronutrients in the diet to resist COVID-19 are critical. So the vitamin C, the vitamin D, and don't stay out in the sun for the vitamin D. Just take it as a supplement. Okay. The zinc, and then the quercetin and the NAC have been particularly helpful. Now, if we have people who are in healthcare like me, but instead of me doing telemedicine, are actually working with the people in the hospital or other healthcare facilities, those individuals should also, and all of us should sleep 8 hours a day. That's also important. Naps count. Okay, but in addition to sleep, it's critical in my mind to take the weird shower. So I'm going to explain the weird shower so everyone understands. So the weird shower is very simple. You do what you're normally going to do in the shower. You shampoo your hair, you wash your body, you brush your teeth if you want, whatever you normally do in the shower, do. And then turn it as cold as it'll go and stay there under the water for a minute.
Oh, wow.
When the minute's done, turn it as hot as you can get it and stay under the hot water for 3. Then make it cold for 1 and stay under the water. Then make it hot for 3 and stay under the water. And so you do this for 3 cycles of cold and hot, and then you're done. So it should take about 15 minutes. So tell Willis to just read something and you'll get out eventually. But when you take this long shower, you really activate the natural killer cells of your immune system.
Wow.
They're the ones that go after virus. So what we want is to do everything we can, and we can do some things with sleep, we can do some things with social distancing, and we can do some things with a weird shower, which I think is harmless, but powerful in its effect.
We will definitely do that. And we will send something out to everyone. Weird showers, vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc. And then if you're ill, then the other medicines.
No, you can do the others now to stay well. The NAC and the quercetin.
I will be
okay?
I'll be calling you. Everybody, this is.
I'll send you, Diane, I'll send you my my info sheet that I send to all the employees.
Yes.
And it'll have all the information. And it'll have a lecture by a Dr. Seholt, who does a lot of medical education and is an expert in pulmonary critical care. And he's doing bronchoscopies on these people in the ICU on ventilators.
Oh, wow.
And he's at the highest risk anyone could be. And he just takes the funky showers.
That is.
And does all the other stuff. But this is his list and my list combined.
This is outstanding information. I believe you've saved some of our lives. And I know.
Well, I hope so. Now, the other thing, and I don't know what we're going to do to the other thing. The other thing is that anyone old enough to listen to this talk is certainly needs to register to vote.
Oh, speak again, speak again. Say it again, Dr. Pesetsky. Say it again.
If you can, if you're old enough to listen to this talk,
yes,
and better yet, you're old enough to eat and shower and go to the bathroom, you're old enough to get registered to vote in the next election.
And why? Why would you say that, Dr. Pesetsky?
Because insanity is doing the same crazy things over and over again. And we've had enough insanity. Thank you very much. Okay, look, there are places, I lost you, but it's okay. Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. So there are countries, small countries in Asia, okay, who have not 100th of our COVID infections because they acted quickly.
Yes.
And they acted smartly. And they know where you go by your cell phone. And they can tell you if you're going in the wrong way or the right way. If you're touching someone who's COVID, they know and they can have someone visit you and you get quarantined. And there are much more effective ways to deal with this virus. But because we've had paralysis at the national level and a debacle on testing, we're going to lose 200,000 US citizens more than double what died in Vietnam,
Oh my.
but in less than 6 months. So I don't want anyone to forget, just COVID is enough to vote out the current administration.
Well said.
Okay, that's enough.
Well said.
Now, in the Jewish religion, we have a prayer called Diane, which means it would have been enough. It would have been enough if you just gotten us out of Egypt. It would have been enough if you got us out of Egypt and opened the Red Sea. It would have been enough if you just gave us food in the desert. And it goes on and on and on, showing how beneficial God has been, right?
Yes.
And we have a reverse Diane situation in government right now. We have absolute paralysis
Yes.
on the national level with regard to COVID. Personally, I think they should pay for the infectious disease expert psychiatrist for the rest of his natural life, because he's had to stand up there while other individuals indicate you should try bleach. And we've lost Americans who drank bleach.
A lot of
Not
them are washing their foods with bleach now. It was
right. So I really think we got some issues.
Yes, we do.
Okay. And voting could help fix those.
Are we going to do that?
Okay. I don't want to be here in 12 months saying if only would have had enough people vote, we might have made a difference. Anyone who can hear my voice and cares what I say, register and vote.
Thank you.
But
Yeah.
going back, let's forget about COVID-19 for a moment. Okay? Once upon a time, I had a long conversation with your husband.
Yes.
And the conversation was, when I talk to my Jordan, I talk about race relations, but it's just something for him to learn. It's not necessary for his survival.
True.
Whereas for someone like Dakar, a brilliant young black man, he has to be very careful how he interacts with people of power, because some of them don't treat him like they treat my Jordan, simply because Jordan has a lighter complexion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy,
It's wrong.
insane, wrong,
Yes,
and systemic. And if you wonder if it's really systemic, why have we had so many police-involved shootings or deaths since this crisis of George began?
Yes.
Not the COVID crisis,
Mm-hmm.
the crisis caused by Americans saying, no, it is never okay for an officer of the peace to detain you in a way that will kill you.
Yes.
And so, whether it's this issue or the police in Atlanta,
Yes.
or other people hearing noises and calling the police and then the police shooting you in your own home. I mean, there are all kinds of crazinesses going on. Now, there are points of light. So Camden, New Jersey, like I shouldn't even know about Camden, New Jersey, but Camden, New Jersey couldn't fix the problems in their police department, and they fired them all and rehired them into a new program.
Yes, I heard about that.
And now they have respectful, integrated police who are loved and important in the neighborhood.
Yes, it's necessary.
But this other kind of policing,
military type of policing,
is just not acceptable.
on
Nor is threatening state or local leaders with sending in the military when it is illegal and immoral to take our military and have them fight anything but foreign wars.
That's right. They're supposed to be protecting.
So, you know, I think we need to vote well and then really support our military if we have problems in transition in government, because we need a transition and we need it to go smoothly. But we need to make sure that no one is going to resist the will of the people.
They won't be able to, because it's going to be so overwhelming, because folks do need to feel protected. And we know that if a house is on fire and you call the police, you call the fire station, you don't want them stopping at every house on the way. You want them to get to the house that's on fire. And right now, that's why we're pushing that Black Lives Do Matter, because that's where the risk lies. Dr. Eric Pesetsky, we want to thank you so much for your time. You have been an excellent host and a wonderful alum of GODSU. You volunteered in so many ways, teaching on health, teaching on medicine, on preventative medicine and diet and exercise. And you've traveled with us, both foreign and here, in your teaching. And you're an excellent doctor. And we thank you so much for being a great alum. So thank you so much. And talking about volunteers, Dr. Eric is one of our volunteers, but we have a couple more volunteers on the line that we want to get to. So at this time, I'm going to hand over the microphone to my co-host, His Excellency, Dakar Eubanks. Dakar, take it away.
Yeah, so with helping with public relations for GODSU, we have Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant, Chaplain, who is the founder of Reaching Within Empowerment. Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant, can you please give us a brief introduction?
1 minute.
And how we can get in and get in contact with you.
Yes.
I am your fire thrower. I am your igniter of fire within your soul. I'm Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant. I am your career specialist. I am your best-selling author, as well as motivational speaker. I can be found at Reaching Within Empowerment Journey, reachingwithinempowerment.com. And I would love to connect with everyone. I'm all about elevating you and taking you to your next.
So next up, we have, who helped with public relations for GODSU, Imam Dr. Salahuddin Muhammad Chaplain, who is former chaplain of New York State Department, Corrections and Supervision. Can you please give us a brief introduction and how we can get in contact with you?
Good afternoon, everyone. So happy to be with you. I'm a premarital and marital coach. I'm a SYMBIS facilitator. SYMBIS stands for Saving Your Marriage Before It Starts. I'm an author of Bridging the Divide Between Immigrant and African American Muslims by utilizing the concept of Tawheed as a catalyst. Tawheed is the oneness of God. I am a motivational speaker. I have a great love for humanity, a bridge builder, past president of the Association of Muslim Chaplains, adjunct for a University of Theology and Spirituality, husband, have 5 children. I have 7 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren, and I have many courses that I teach, and I think I got about 2 or 3 more seconds. You can get in touch with me by going to www.imamsalahuddin.com. You can reach me that way, or you can call me directly at 914-475-2605. Thank you so much.
And what he forgot to mention is that he is our newest assistant dean in our interfaith studies. So everybody, welcome, welcome, Assistant Dean, Professor Dr. Saluddin Mohammed. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Thank you.
Awesome. Next up, we have our singing chaplain, who helped with public relations for GODSU, Dean Reverend Dr. Leo Pickett Chaplain, who is CEO of Leo's Worship and Praise. Dr. Leo, can you please give us a brief introduction?
And some singing. Singing.
Okay, and some singing. And how we can get in contact for more singing.
Yes.
Okay. Probably the best way to get to my website is www.leospraise.com. And I've been singing solo since I was 6 years old. My grandmother raised me, and when I became 6 years of age, I asked could I join. She said, of course. She took me right to the music minister and says, I want you to teach my grandson songs so he can sing at the 11 o'clock service. And she said, okay. And so starting at the 11 o'clock service, every third Sunday, I had a solo. And I've used that up by going to school and studying music. And I had a very strong nursing home ministry for about 20 years in a row. First Monday of every month, including Labor Day, I would go and sing an hour. And then if there was a hospital next door, they'd come and have me sing over there for an hour. Because I was a chaplain without portfolio then. I didn't have my my certification. But at any rate, that led me to get a business dealing with seniors through music therapy and health and nutrition. And I guess since I've been asked to do a song, I better do it quickly. On our service, the YouTube service at church this Sunday, where I'm soloist, I'll just give you a little of this. I walked today where Jesus walked in days of long ago. I wandered down each path he knew with reverent steps and slow. Those little lanes, they had not changed. A sweet peace filled the air. I walked today where Jesus walked and felt his presence there. So I'll give you a little bit of that. So I guess that's it for me, right? And my minute's gone.
And next up, we want to have for administrative work, our Vice Chancellor, His Excellency Dr. Willis Chaplain, who is the CEO of Global Alliance Technical Services. Dr. Willis, please.
Good day, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am Dr. Moore-Eubanks, and I want to first of all give a shout out to my Jewish brother, Dr. Eric Pesetsky, who I've had the pleasure of knowing for the last 45 years. He's a great father, wonderful physician, and has helped many people. And I hope that the information was useful today. I am actually CEO of Global Alliance Technical Services, where we help get your financial house in order. And also we teach IT certification. The IT certification, our target audience is actually the youth, middle to high school students, where we help them become IT certified and help to decrease the unemployment in the area of security, giving them courses in A+, cyber, and also Security Plus and Network Plus in order to remove that job gap. Students that are coming out with that kind of certification usually make $40,000 to $50,000 right out of high school. So there's a big job opportunity there, and we are anxious to fill the gap. For further information, you can call me at 800-701-0954, extension 117. Thank you.
Right. And next, we want to have our social media consulting, our junior ambassador, Moore-Eubanks, CEO of Sudan Dolls. Please give us a brief introduction and how we can get in contact with you.
Hi, I'm 13-year-old Moore-Eubanks. I'm the CEO and founder of Sudan Dolls and Sudan E-Consulting. I'm on the board for social media and apps. I'm also publishing a new book that the foreword is going to be written by no other than Dr. Joseph Hickman, which I love so much. Thank you so much, Uncle Hickman. It's going to be about the systematic injustice in our society and how I tackle that and debate that as a kid. Thank you so much. I'm also, I also have my pageantry career during the pandemic. I've just been working on my skill, and I'd appreciate you guys if you would help me with that. So you can contact me at officiallysudan@gmail.com. So officiallysudan@gmail.com, and also on Facebook at Moore-Eubanks. Thank you.
Awesome. And at this time, we want to have our spokesperson for GODSU, Director, Her Excellency Cairo Denise Rose Eubanks, Chaplain, who is the CEO of Cairo Speaks. Please give us a brief introduction and how we can get in contact with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Cairo Eubanks and I'm 25 years old. I also currently serve as a United Nations Civil Society Youth Representative, as well as the founder of Cairo Speaks, Cairo Writes, a consulting firm which specializes in executive coaching and enhancing both interpersonal communication skills and executive writing. I'm also extremely blessed to say that I'm also internationally certified to work within leadership development as well as executive coaching. I'm also the reigning Miss Broward County 2020 within the Miss America organization, and I humbly launched my social impact initiative of unlocking youth leadership potential, which was inspired by a 3-part youth leadership program that my company, Cairo Speaks, Cairo Writes, developed. As Miss Broward County and as a trained MC, I host an online news vlog in Broward County titled Uplifting News, which brings positive news and content. We're so happy to have had our first guest speaker be our mayor of Broward County, Mayor Dale Holness, and now we actually had Miss America 2020 grace our stage as well. So we're so excited about that. Just want to let you know that I'll be gearing up to compete for the title of Miss Florida 2021, and I would love your support and encouragement as I continue this process. Super excited for that. So if you would love to support me, either by being able to contribute towards some of the initiatives we're working on, Breeding with Royalty being one of them, we'll share a little bit more information about that, but I want to say my 60 seconds is up, so I will just take it from here. But thank you so much.
Awesome. Awesome. So we want to continue off with our next outstanding worker. We have our who helped with public relations for GODSU, Vice Provost, His Excellency Reverend Dr. Joseph Hickman, Chaplain, founder of JH Global Consulting. Please give us a brief introduction and how we can get in contact with you.
Well, I give honor to God. It's amazing. This is a tough act to follow after those brilliant millennials came before me. They just knocked it out of the park. So I am so excited, even more excited to be a part of Global Ovid Day Seminary and University. You can reach me at www.jhglobalconsultancy.com. Or 201-280-4125. We do strategic planning, development funding, cybersecurity, and we're taking a new initiative with personal protective equipment, masks, shields, gloves for our first responders. These are top quality items from a major manufacturer, which is 3M. I don't represent them. I simply engage with them and can go to the head of the line with specific orders, both in country and throughout the world. So I am grateful to God for this opportunity. Before I leave, I have to give a shout out to my buddy, Imam Saladin Muhammad. He and I served together with the New York State Department of Corrections 25 years ago. I was a family reunion chaplain up in the Orange County marketplace, and I did 3 federal and state prisons. This is definitely a small world.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And at this time, we want to have our public relations for GODSU assistant, Minister Alicia Moses Armstrong Chaplain and CEO of Agape Love Treasures. Please give us a brief introduction and how we can get in contact with you.
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity. I am a chaplain under Global Obadiah Seminary and University. I'm a licensed minister at Restoration Worship Temple in Clinton, Maryland. I'm an ordained minister at American Marriage Ministry, so I can perform marriages at this time, so I'm happy about that. I'm also a paparazzi consultant where I sell paparazzi accessories, and my paparazzi client ID is 21330, and I can be reached at paparazziaccessories.com/21330. I can also be reached by telephone for Agape Love Treasures information, and that telephone number is 301-278-8865. And with Agape Love Treasures, we have inspirational art. I have provided inspirational art for people who are bereaved, where we give them hope, we share love, and we share faith. And again, that number to be reached is 301-278-8865. There is an Agape Love Treasure platform on the social media, on the Facebook. And our email is agapelove5472@gmail.com. I am a mother of two, and also a caregiver of two elderly parents and a federal government worker. I've also worked with children for over 20 years in the ministry as a children's church leader. And again, I thank you for the opportunity to talk about the things that I do. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Have a blessed day as well. We actually have our Dean, Imam Dr. Talib Sharif Chaplain, who is the President and Imam of Nations Masjid Muhammad, and he helped with booking speaking engagements. And he also did a phenomenal job with the Love and Spiritual Chaplaincy lecture. And I want to also have myself. I helped marketing for GODSU. I am director, His Excellency Dakar Eubanks Chaplain, and I'm CEO of Dakar Marketing Tools, where we help you accomplish all your marketing needs to help you and your company grow. You can text us at 754-260-5157. You can email us at info@Dakar Marketing Tools, or you can visit our website, info@Dakar Marketing Tools.
I want to add that Dakar Marketing Tools is the foundation on which GODSU has been able to jump into the technology era. Dakar Marketing Tools produces 25 original shows each week. He is executive producer, showrunner, does the camera, does the film editing. He also works on several books, assisting all the various alum who needs his assistance. He's been able to take several businesses from being brick and mortar and making them where they're social media ready, where they're on an e-platform and they can continue their business, particularly under this quarantine. He has been in a position where there are others who are known as marketers and as TV producers have come to him, and he is who has brought them onto the platform that they need to be in terms of lighting, in terms of background, in terms of content, in terms of graphics, in terms of scheduling, just everything that you need on that level. He is indeed a marketing genius. I'm proud to sit on his board, and I work for him, in fact. So when we have discussions and I don't like something or the other, he's my boss. So just so you get it straight. And nothing passes through his company unless he comes and has me look at it. I am his compliant officer, and I'm also his general counsel. So all of his liability issues, he has never had any, but that's because I'm good at what I do. Yes. Not bragging, but I'm good at what I do. So he's been doing a fantastic job. At 23, he has moved himself from a basketball mindset to a billionaire mindset, and that's the name of his upcoming book that he's having through our our company, our series of books, and he's going to be doing that. So anyone on here who needs their digital cards, because you're not going to be out and about to give out all your cards, you need a digital card, you need the digital banners, you need your virtual backgrounds on your Zoom, you need to know how to set up your Zoom, you need to know how to market your Facebook, you need to know how to market on Twitter, how to market on YouTube, how to market on Instagram. This is the man. So I just thought I would let you know. You can take it from here.
Oh, thank you. I don't think I need to mention anything else. You took it to another level. And speaking of taking it to another level, our Dr. Diane, our Chancellor here, did a phenomenal interview with the AM 360 radio last Friday at 7 p.m. So you can look on social media for the recording of that. And we want to give them a shout out as they gave us GODSU some booking engagement. So shout out to AM 360 Radio.
American Muslim 360 Broadcast Radio is the largest platform for Muslims in terms of listening on the radio. And that was arranged initially by our Dean over Islamic Studies, and that is none other than Imam Dr. Talib Sharif. So we definitely want to shout him out for that.
Yes, and also our GODSU Junior Ambassador Mentorship Assistant want to help Dr. Shakisha Catlin, Chaplain, who is the CEO of Keisha Catlin Realty. So we want to thank her for her outstanding work this week. And also, who also helped with booking engagements, are evangelist Dr. Michelle Richards Phillips, who is the CEO and founder of Get Vision TV, and she helped you to be on a
international show. Yeah, international show.
Oh, Saturday.
Yes.
And also want to thank our Reverend Dr. Lalithia Davis, Chaplain, who is the key advisor of Grace Design Women's Christian organization, who helped with public relations for GODSU. We also want to thank Public Relations for GODSU Assistant Dean Dr. Grace Eni Ekpenyong, Chaplain, who is the founder of the Janet Foundation. Yes, and we want to thank our Dean, Reverend Dr. Anne-Marie Wilkinson, Chaplain, CEO of Shop Fashion Focus, and also a God Success Teach and Pray co-host.
Yes, and not only that, based on her suggestion, we now will be partnering by sending folks who need prayer over to Mount Jezreel Baptist Church in Silver Spring, Maryland, where she is a lay pastor over the intercessor prayer. She has been there doing that for the last 12 years. And based on her suggestion last night, that's a new thing that we'll be doing, and to ensure that our teach and pray is indeed a teach and pray.
And want to thank Minister Dr. Jane Adams, who is the interim DC representative for Nigerian's government to the U.S.
Yes, and she has arranged for us to do our graduation at the Nigerian embassy. And just so you do know, we're going to have a virtual graduation. We're not going to go in person, as the majority have decided that for safety purposes, they wanted to have a virtual graduation. That's why it's so important. I know that there are a number of people who are on this broadcast who are getting ready for graduation. So we're going to go over with you in details, not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, of exactly how we're going to facilitate that. So there's no need to fly into Washington, D.C. There's no need to book a hotel. Everyone, however, will need to get their tickets, except for the graduate themselves. The graduate themselves will not have to get a ticket, but we're going to have tickets to allow folks to get the actual film of the graduation, so they can get it virtually, and they will have that and they can keep that for posterity. everyone who graduates through GODSU for this season, they will be able to march in December when hopefully everything is under control. But you will go through the virtual graduation. You will see your digital certificates, and then we will mail them afterwards. You'll see your digital badges, and then we'll mail them afterwards. So this we used today to announce that. We also are going to ask that any questions that you have, that you text them as soon as possible to our corporate cell, which is 301-326-3191. That's 301-326-3191, so that we are able to go ahead and answer those questions for you. So thank you.
Awesome. And we also wanted to thank our medical doctor, Rhoda McKendy Chaplain, who is the CEO and founder of DROMA, which stands for Dr. Rhoda McKendy Initiative. She helped with public relations as well. We also want to thank Martha Naila Williams Adola, who actually was the interviewer of our Chancellor for the AM 360, which is American Muslim 360. So we want to say thank you to her.
His Excellency, Reverend Dr. William J. Blake, Chaplain, CEO of Blake Ministries, Professor of Theology, GODSU Dean of Course Development, Public Relations, Dean His Excellency, Dr. Matthew Fogg, Chaplain, MSNBC and CNN Analyst.
And also, last but certainly not least, we have our wonderful, brilliant Chancellor. And actually, yesterday was her birthday. So we want to give her a birthday shout out. And
57 now, 57.
Yeah. Oh.
No, not 37, 57. I earned that 5.
Yeah, so please give us an introduction of yourself and how we can get in contact
with me. Oh, okay. Okay, I am Her Excellency the Right Honorable Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks, attorney and chaplain. I am the most humble servant leader here at GODSU. I'm here to make sure I can promote, elevate, and help each and every one of you in all of your initiatives, in all of your endeavors. I am also the provost at Global Bible Institute, where we have our Christian classes. I am the Chancellor of Global Obadiah Seminary and University, where we have our interfaith and other courses. I am the local, the national president for our United Nations new governmental organization, NGO, New Future Foundation, Inc., the Jamaica chapter, where we help bring in computer products, as well as calculators, shoes, clothes to young girls, exposing them to STEM in Jamaica. I am also a licensed financial advisor, life insurance agent with Invita Financial Network, where I'm a senior vice president, and I can help you with your life insurance, with your annuities, your retirement planning, and show you and your children how you can be millionaires. I am grateful of the mentorship of my father. He indeed is the reason why I am mostly the way I am in terms of business. Never took a business course per se. I only learned at his feet. And so I'm so grateful for his presence and everything that he's given to me. My mother taught me to be nice. My dad taught me to be aggressive. So the two of them was a good mix. To reach me, you can email me. Email me at honors@godsu.org. If you want to speak with me, you can call the office at 1-800-701-0954. Put in extension 117. And the persons will set up a time so that we can talk and I can help you with all the things that, that I do. I can consult with you. I'm an international business consultant. I can help you with that. And I work with His Excellency, Reverend Dr. Joseph Hickman. I can help you with your PPE as well. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Awesome. Thank you. So I want to hand it back over so we can talk with our GODSU alum and those interested in GODSU.
Awesome, awesome. So we have so many wonderful, innovative things that are going on at GODSU, courses that you can definitely take part of. Right now we have the Love and Spiritual Interfaith course that's live. We have the Christian Chaplaincy that's rolling admission. You can register immediately. You can basically use either Cash App, you can use Zelle, you can use PayPal, you can go into the bank. But what we're doing during this COVID-19 is we're doing something we've never done before. We're allowing partial payment, so you can listen to the live courses once you have a partial payment in. However, before you actually get the course in your hand, you have had to finish paying everything for the course. We also have coming up a Christian ordination course taught by Professor, His Excellency Reverend Dr. Joseph Hickman. We have a theology course that's coming up being taught by His Excellency Reverend Dr. William Blake. We have a fundamental Islamic interfaith course coming up that I hope is going to be taught by Imam Dr. Saluddin Mohammed. Now, Dr. Saluddin, let me tell you something about me, okay? When I see the Spirit of God on someone, I just go ahead and just delegate what God told me to delegate to them. So that's your delegation. I see that in you. I see that coming into you. So I'm definitely ready for that. And we just have wonderful courses. We have a family life course coming up that will be taught by Dr. Terrence Chapman. We have a family business course that's coming up that will be taught by the Eubanks family. So many people look at us and they think we're an anomaly. They think we're so special. No, we're not. I'm doing exactly what my dad did with me, which is from I'm 8 years old, I'm answering the phone and I'm helping with our business. That's all I'm doing. So all our kids have real businesses, not hobbies. If you have a hobby, go play. But if it's a business, let's sit down and let's make some money. So they understand that. They know that money don't fall from the trees. They know that you need to have money to buy the seed so you can plant it in the ground of the land you bought so you can have the tree. So they understand the progression of financial legacy. They understand the commitment of spiritual legacy. They understand that you have to be committed to your community and that many times we are the ones on each other's neck. We are the ones that are prejudicial. You see your Muslim brother come and you're like, I can't be with them because many Muslims I know are better Christians than the Christians I know. I'm just keeping it real. If you look at the way that Christ conducted himself, many Muslims I know, I'm going to say it again, conduct themselves better than the Christians I know. So what I'm saying to you is that here at GODSU, we believe in one race human, in one space earth, with one embrace, which is love. So we don't carry the prejudices, we don't carry the racism, we don't carry the classism, we don't carry the colorism. What we do here at GODSU is we have eliminated the competition, we've put together collaboration, and any business, any contract, any grant, any opportunity that we know of that can help any one of you, that's what we bring to the table. So I definitely want to let you know that that's what we have going on. We have classes every single Thursday because all of us, I would say the average we're 50 and above. So we have accomplished a lot in life. And what we're looking for is fulfillment, enrichment. We're looking to lay that legacy. And that's what we do here at GODSU. For the students who are graduating in August, we're going to stick to the date of August the 14th. That's a Friday. We will conduct the graduation through the embassies and through where we are here in Florida. It's going to be magnificent. and we will allow each of the graduates who are graduating in August to march in physically in December. However, I want you right now to text in to the GODSU corporate cell 301-326-3191 what your questions are. So go ahead and send those in. We'll also send you something that I think we sent you something on Sunday that you can start texting in questions. So when we're talking today, you would have some answers. So please make sure that the questions that you sent in, if you hadn't sent them in while we're doing this broadcast, and we will answer them during this broadcast to the best of our ability. So with that said, I don't want you to log off, because we have Her Excellency Cairo, who is going to tell you a little bit more about Global Open Day Seminary and University, because we may have some new people on the line who want to know what we do. So thank you for listening to this session, and we really appreciate our 20 top volunteers. There were more than 20 people, but you guys were outstanding, and as such, we wanted to just highlight you, okay? So hands again to the volunteers, and we picked just a few of them today so you could hear their voices and hear about their businesses. Thank you. So I'm gonna hand this over to the man of the hour, my co-MC, my engineer, His Excellency, Dakar, Niall Alexander Eubanks.
Thank you. What a wonderful introduction. I always have to have you introduce me. Awesome. So yes, thank you for tuning in to God's Success for the GODSU Tuesday Icon Talk. This has been your Excellency Dakar Eubanks, and want to remind you guys to please like, to comment, and share with everyone so we can help build GODSU and God's kingdom. So thank you. Have a wonderful night.
And listen to the message afterwards.
Global Ovid Day Seminary and University GODSU is a 501c3 interfaith e-learning global Florida Department of Education Commission of Independent Studies approved degree issuing religious institution of higher learning under Florida Statute 1005.061F in Miramar, Fort Lauderdale suburbs, Florida. Our curricula include programs like our theology diploma, bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs, which are designed for students called to the ministries of teaching and preaching. Program enrollees include pastors, evangelists, missionaries, and layperson. Our additional courses include entrepreneurial studies, premier self-development courses on wealth building. We also offer a mini course for youth through our Junior Ambassador Youth Public Speaking program to gain professional and personal skills. Chaplaincy diploma, love and spiritual interfaith and Christian programs. Chaplains are trained, certified leaders attached to either a religious and or non-religious institution or organization. Cybersecurity IT courses. Our licensed instructor has a 95% pass rate compared to the 30% national average for CompTIA accredited courses such as Security Plus and Network Plus. Our iconic and esteemed alum include Ambassador of Ghana to the United States, His Excellency Dr. Bafor A.J. Bewa, Ambassador of Nigeria to the United States, His Excellency Dr. Sylvanus Nusafor, billionaire builder and Dean, His Excellency Dr. Michael V. Robert, President of FraserNet, Fraser Nation and Power Networking Conference, Dean, His Excellency Dr. George Fraser, and professors include Attorney Reverend Diane Moore-Eubanks, PhD, Chancellor, Dean Michael V. Roberts, JD, PhD, Dean of Entrepreneurship Studies, Dean George Fraser, PhD, Personal Development Studies, Dean Cairo Eubanks, myself, Dean of the Junior Ambassador Program, Professor Willis Eubanks, PhD, Dean of Cybersecurity Program, Professor Reverend Dr. Joseph Hickman, Associate Professor, Theology Program, Professor Imam Dr. Talib Sharif, Professor of Interfaith Program and Chaplaincy, Professor His Excellency Dakar, Ethical and Successful Marketing Techniques, Entrepreneurial Studies, Chancellor of GODSU Bio. The Right Honorable Her Excellency Reverend Dr. Attorney Diane Moore-Eubanks is the founder, visionary, and Chancellor of Global Ovid Day Seminary and University GODSU and its 7 pillars. As Chancellor, Dr. Diane provides leadership, teaching, and strategic direction to further GODSU's global interfaith and entrepreneurial mission. After graduating in 1986 as both a magna cum laude and Phi Beta Kappa recipient, from Florida State University. She completed her Juris Doctorate degree from Georgetown Law School, interned at BET, as well as served as Assistant General Counsel for the Department of Navy, reporting to both the Pentagon and White House. In private law practice, she conducted over 3,600 residential and commercial real estate transactions in 3 states. Since 2009, Dr. Diane has helped over 10,000 Nigerian and Ghanaian women start small businesses. In 2016, she was ordained as a Christian pastoral minister under Bishop Christopher Cox, member of the Joint College of African American Pentecostal Bishops. In October 2019, she co-sponsored and hosted the first African Economic Paddle at Florida International Trade and Cultural Expo with Broward County Mayor Honorable Dale Holness. She currently serves as the Director of Education for the UN NGO NFFI-JA in 2020 and is a 2020 fellowship recipient of the Jim Moran Nonprofit Executive Program. For over 20 years, she has been licensed in multiple states as a financial service advisor, now serving as a Senior Vice President with Invita Financial Network. If you are so inclined, please forward your biography to honors@godsu.org and call our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Moore-Eubanks, at 1-800-701-0954, extension 117, to set up your interview process.